Alright, let's start with the install. The first step is to install the RTI software. I'm going to assume you've downloaded it from the RTI site and have it available in the proper place. So let's go install RTI on our Linux server. Okay, I'm ready to install. It's a shell script archive, so I'll simply execute that. I get a summary of the default locations for RTI home, where the executables are installed, where RTI data is placed, where the RTI performance data goes, and I also get an indication of where Java home is. That's the Java that will be used to actually run the JBoss or Tomcat server. So we'll go ahead and continue here. We look at the license. There's really no surprises in there. You should read that and understand that. Pretty much standard license. We agree to the terms. We're ready to go. We have an opportunity to change Java home if we want, but I'm going to leave it where it is. It's telling us we need a new directory here. We're giving it the default location, and we do want to install it. Okay, now we're going to install the RTI data area. Again, we're going to take the default in this case, but you can override it with a new value if you need to place it somewhere different. All right, the configuration is there, and the standard installation gives you a 30-day evaluation license. At this point, if you have a longer-term license, you can install it, copy it into the RTI configuration. All right, the software is there. We can take a look at /op/rc systems, and there's RTI installed, and we can take a look at /var/op, and we have an RTI entry there, and that's where the RTI data will be. We can run a quick check to make sure RTI is installed properly by setting up RTI and running a quick command here. I'll source the setup file. Now I can run the RTI commands. In this case, I'm just going to run check license, which is a great check after you've installed it. Again, I'm working with a 30-day evaluation license. All right, we've got the RTI software installed and configured on our server. Now we need to enable RTI, as we call it, and that requires us modifying the JBoss or Tomcat script, and we do that with a special RTI command. Okay, we've got RTI installed and we checked that it's working. Now I need to enable RTI in the JBoss server, and that requires editing the JBoss server startup script. I'm going to edit an EAP 6.1 standalone installation here, and that's where it's located, and then I'm going to use the RTI edit command here. I pass -t JBoss because it's a JBoss type as opposed to Tomcat or Fuse, and then I pass in the home directory here. Now I need to have privilege to be able to edit the standalone.sh script here. We also see the warning that if you're going to do domain mode, you need to check the documentation and do that in a slightly different way. So we're going to go ahead and enable. We'll take the default here, and we've updated the file. What I'm going to do is just show you very quickly we saved the old one, and here's the differences. We simply add a little stanza in here that checks for RTI and does the enable to modify the JVM parameters. So we're ready to go. All right, RTI is installed. We've enabled RTI in the server script. We need to restart the JBoss Tomcat or Fuse server, and this is the only time we'll have to restart this one time. After that, all the configuration is done dynamically. Okay, now that we have RTI installed and the JBoss script edited, I don't need to be root anymore, so I've dropped down to my JBoss user here, and I'm going to go ahead and start JBoss. RTI prints a little summary information. You can see RTI initializing itself here right before the server runs. It takes a few seconds here, and now we're into the regular JBoss server startup, which you probably recognize from the console log. Server startup should continue normally. Okay, I've restarted my JBoss server. RTI looks to be collecting data. I'm just going to verify that. First, I'll source the RTI setup file to get the RTI commands available to me. I do RTI get collectors. I can see that RTI already automatically created a collector for the JBoss server. You can see the type name JBoss, and then this is the path to the standalone config.